What's the story, everybody? This is Jonathan from Team Chain Block coming at you with yet another deck profile. But before we get into it, please check out the links in our description. You can pop over to Kong's Cards. Please use our discount code ChainBlock5 for your discounts on your singles and all the new and up and coming sets. The most recent set to drop was Maze of Memories, insane set with some really good reprints. But please, thank you, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, let's get on into it. And if you haven't guessed what this deck profile is, I'm going to be showcasing Umi Control. Really fun deck, and there's a few members of Chain Block that are big fans of this deck. So yeah, straight away, we play 3 Ocean Lord Karyushin. It's insane card and the boss monster of the deck. So it's a level 5, but when a legendary ocean is in your hand, it becomes a level 4 and you can normal summon it, or there is other ways of just special summoning it. So the whole thing about this card and what makes Umi Control fairly decent and pretty competitive is, while Umi is face up on the field, both players can only control one non-water monster, which isn't an issue for you, but for your opponent and pretty much every other deck, only control of one non-water monster. Sorry, one non-water monster it's a killer. And yeah, this card is a floodgate. It's a non-activated floodgate, essentially. When this card is summoned, unless your opponent can negate the summon, they have to adhere to the requirements of this card's effect, which is sending whatever is not a water monster to the graveyard, and it's insane. So they can Mirror Jade it, they can destroy it by other means when it's summoned, but unless they negate the summon, they will have to send everything bar one monster that's not a water monster to the graveyard. It's an insane card. Also, you can, once per turn, you can add from your deck to your hand 1 Umi, 1 Karyushin Spell or Trap, or 1 Sea Stealth Attacks Spell or Trap. So it's also a searcher for the deck, which is insane. Next, we play 3 Electric Jellyfish. Great card. You can send 1 Umi from face up or the deck to the graveyard to special summon a water monster from your deck. There's a few good targets for that, and it's a very good effect. Also, once per turn, when your opponent activates an effect while you have Umi face up on the field, it's just an Omni Negate. And when you do it once per turn, this card gains 600 attack and defense permanently. This card can get really big. Next, I like to play 2 Ice Jade Tremora. Ice Jades have got a lot of support recently, but the only reason I'm playing this is you can discard this card and special summon a water monster from your deck. Also, when this water monster would be destroyed on the field, you can banish this card from the graveyard for some protection. So it's a really good card. I'm playing 2 Warrior of Atlantis. Warrior of Atlantis, you just discard it, search Legendary Ocean. Simple. Some one-offs. We're playing 1 Mega Fortress Rail. It's a really good card. Quick effect. During the battle phase, you can just destroy one monster your opponent controls. Also, if this card is destroyed, you can special summon this next card, which is pretty fun interaction. General YuGiOh of the Ice Barrier. So, when an effect resolves that was activated by your opponent monster on the field, they can discard 1 card. If they do not, their effect is negated. So basically, your opponent will have to get rid of some of these cards just to play, but if you manage to get General YuGiOh on the field, they will also eat through their hand just to try activate effects to try out your board. We're playing 1 Garmasil because it's a searchable Kaiju. I'll show you how it's searchable later. I feel like Kaijus are seeing a lot of play recently. Dragoon is back. There's a few other towers getting rid of them pesky Kashtira's that are locking your zones. Yeah, it's Kaiju, it's searchable, it's also recyclable. We're playing 1 Doomkraken. Doomkraken's a pretty cool card. So if your opponent, say, targets one of your cards with effect, you can use Doomkraken to target 1 monster you control, bounce that to your hand, and then 1 monster your opponent controls on the same sequence and destroy that. So yeah, it lets you avoid some pesky effects, and it's a good card. And then we play the 1 vanilla YuGiOh. It's a level 5 water monster, but off another card that we'll show you later, you can just special summon it. Lets you go into XYZ plays, and it's just, yeah, it's there for a free special summon essentially. Let's go into the spells. So, we are playing 1 Sea Stealth Attack. So this card's name becomes Umi while it's on the field, so that's pretty good as is. You can target one water monster you control with... Oh, sorry, your opponent cannot target water monsters you control with non-water monster effects. So that's really good as well. It's protection. Also pretty cool, at the start of your battle phase, you can special summon from your hand or graveyard one monster that mentions Umi. So a cool interaction is if this card is on the field and say they get rid of your Karyushin, your Ocean Lord, you can special summon it, and then if you have the other Sea Stealth attack, which lets you banish a level 5 or higher water monster originally from the graveyard, from the field to protect it, you can summon this back. Normally the monster you summon with this will go back to the graveyard, but you can banish it to protect your spells and traps with Sea Stealth attack for protection. So it's really cool. I play 2 Fury Kyushin. So Fury Kyushin, literally, it's Search Transcendental Tribute, and you can banish it to protect water monsters you control from destruction. It's searchable with Ocean Lord, and it's a really good card. We play a more trap heavy variant, playing 3 Fish Sonar. Yeah, Fish Sonar is a great card. So you can add a level 7 or lower water monster from your deck to your hand that mentions Umi, or is a water normal monster. So that's pretty cool. If Umi's on the field, you can special summon 1 water normal monster. So that's what you're special summoning YuGiOh off. I play 2 Pot of Prosperity. Again, if I had 3, I'd probably play it. This is a 40 card deck, but I probably would go to 41 just for a 3rd Prosperity, and I will get one. 3 Foolish Burial Goods. I'll explain what this is for later. And then one of the cards that the deck revolves around, a Legendary Ocean, which is treated as Umi, and it's vital that this stays on the field. Now let's go into traps. We play 2 Sea Stealth Attack. Sea Stealth Attack is an insane card. It's such great protection. As I said, once per turn you can banish 1 water monster you control. This turn, spells and traps you control cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Insane. Also, at the start of the battle phase, if your water monster whose level is originally 5 or higher battles an opponent's monster, you can destroy that monster, non-targeting destruction. If it does it all. It's great protection. Next is the card that you're sending with Foolish Burial Goods, Ice Barrier. So essentially all you're using this card for, although it does have a when you set it effect, is you can banish this card from your graveyard, send a water monster level 5 or higher from the deck to the graveyard, and then you can add 1 water monster from your deck to your hand. This searches pretty much everything, all the stuff you need. It's a great card. The 2 searchable Torrential Tribute. There's lots of ways to protect your monsters from destruction from this, and it's just a great card. And in this format, you're not afraid of using Torrential Tribute. Evenly matched, because it's evenly matched, and then there can only be 1. There can only be 1 is ridiculous in this deck. So obviously there can only be 1 is each player can only control 1 of each type. But your deck, there's 2 aqua monsters, works around that because everything's either fish, water warrior, sea serpent, aqua. Your deck can play around this card very nicely. So that's it for the main deck, and let's get into the extra deck, which is not really important, to be honest. You don't go into it that much. Quick little shout out actually. As I said, the extra deck isn't really super important, but if you wanted to, you could add in a Lapis Dragon, which when added to your hand you can special summon it, or it gets reduced to level 4, you can normal summon it. It's a tuner. You could add a little bit extra. You could make it a Dragoi or the other Synchro Whale, which has become pretty expensive if you wanted to, but you don't really need your extra deck all that much. So yeah, start off with the links. Have Area the Water Charmer, 1 Mistar Boy. They essentially do the same thing. World Sea Dragon Atlantis. Some of the stuff you do in this deck will lock you into waters, and World Sea Dragon Atlantis is a pretty cool card that you can still go into. Abyss Dweller, not as good this format, but depending on what you play against, it can still be good, and because your stuff is water, it will get the 500 boost. Yeah, so your cards don't really get really big in this deck. So as a little help, I play number 37, Hope Woven Dragon Spider Shark. And when either any player's monster essentially battles, you can activate this effect to make all your opponent's monsters lose 1000 attack to the end of the turn. Massive. And when this card is sent to the graveyard or destroyed, you can special summon a monster from your graveyard. Really good card. 1 Zeus, because we do play a few XYZs. 2 Toad, 2 Muhammad Shark, play multiple to sum just in case you get Diablos. 3 Sea Stealth Kraken, and number 4 Stealth Kraken. Stealth Kraken spawn, sorry. Yeah, this defeats the purpose of the Umi lock. Obviously it would make some of the other stuff monsters or water, but it's a really good card, and if you wanted to, you could play a small shark package in this deck. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That's it. Please like, subscribe, check the links in the description. I hope you like this deck profile, and we'll be coming at you with many more deck profiles, and I promise we will soon as we can, get out the Draco Slayer combo video, because there's been surprisingly a few requests for that. So that's it. See ya.